Are we
Go, go,
live?
go. I am streaming. Now, whether it's going across to Twitch, I have no idea. But there is definitely OBS action going on right now. I don't have
Stream?
I
Can you
don't
see
have
us?
I don't have the internet up just to minimize any processor lag or anything like that. And you are probably being heard over the internet, just so you know. So I don't know if it's going through or not. But in theory, this is being broadcast over the internet. You have a theoretical marathon going on right now.
Okay, yeah.
Is it
I
working?
see you live.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, we gotta change the title and stuff. I got that. You get your thing, man.
All right, cool. Sounds good. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Planescape Torment. It's a pretty cool speedrun. Well, I don't know. It's one of my favorite games. It's an old RPG from the late 20th century. A lot of people think it's one of the best RPGs ever made. Some people say the best. And we're going to beat it, like all good games, as quickly as possible so we don't have to look at it anymore. So, whenever anyone's ready, we can do a countdown, I guess. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Alright, we are the Nameless One. We are like Hulk strong, we're moderately wise, we're dead, we're waking up in a mortuary, and we have a talking skull buddy.
Hey, Chief.
Things are looking up.
Okay. Sounds normal.
You playing corpse or you putting the blinds in the dusties?
Done.
I thought you were a deader for sure.
Alright, we gotta escape the mortuary, which I'm gonna do very horribly and efficiently because I'm like super nervous, but that's okay. We'll get through that.
Right.
Unfortunately, I got to fire Talking Skull Buddy instantly. He's got a lot of tutorial stuff that he's going to want to tell me that I do not want to hear, unfortunately. We'll pick him back up in a little bit. But first we got to get through the tutorial area, otherwise he's going to be full of helpful information that takes a long time to get across. So,
Darn him. We don't need to know how to play this game. We just need to get through it.
So we got to escape. Yeah, exactly. The mortuary is filled with people that really want us to be dead. They actually paid for our body. So if they find out that we're alive, they're going to try to fix their problem by killing us. So we're going to have to walk our way out of here. If we had put any points in charisma, like any at all, we could have talked our way out of this problem. But we are the least charismatic individual on Earth, so we're just going to have to run. We're going to have to pick up a few plot-related items. One of them is a piece of junk, oddly enough, which is actually absolutely essential to win the game. A crowbar, which is also absolutely essential to win the game. Well, at least speedrun. You can win the game without it, but it takes a lot longer. I'm going to try not to talk to her. We'll see if I get it. Steal a key, run through here, and grab a hammer. Come on. All right, good. And then we're going to run down here. We're going to rehire Talking Skull Buddy, and we're going to boogie.
All right.
We're going to rehire Talking Skull Buddy.
Chief, finally realized you
Yeah.
needed me, huh?
Now, we're going to have to get our way out of here. The easiest way is to talk and just ask to leave, but it's faster to kill this guy, so that's what we're going to do.
See that?
We're going to steal the key, go through here. We have to click twice to get out the door, once to unlock it, once to bop through. We're going to skip the cutscene that would actually explain what's going on, because who's got time for that, and we're going to move.
Done.
Now, the movement in this game is pretty old school. There's a little bit of processing that happens every time you click, so you do try to use as few actions as possible. If you see I'm using one person, not two, that's because the game will actually move a little bit faster if you're only moving one character as opposed to two. Now, there are some times when I will move both characters across for combat and things like that if I need an extra person around, but generally speaking, I want to only be moving one person at a time. It's a little bit faster. Now, we got to find out why we're in the mortuary. And if we had talked to anyone there, we kind of skipped that part. They would tell us that Farid, who is in the trash yard, sold our body. So we're going to go track him down. We're in Sigil, the City of Doors. You got to get around with portals, magic doors that open up. In order to get into the trash yard, we need a piece of junk, because you can't get into the trash yard without trash. Kind of makes sense, actually, which is why we needed that piece of junk. We're going to try not to talk to him, and we're just going to fight this guy.
Yeah, okay.
We're totally going to take on these 20 guys at level 1. This is going to go super well. Don't worry. We actually get some loot. We actually killed one of them. That's surprising. This is actually going terribly wrong. They're supposed to kill me really fast, and they're taking all day.
Encore,
Oh well.
encore.
There's nothing much I can do with that except
All right.
walk up to them, punch them, and hope that they kill me. It turns out I'm immortal, and I can't die.
All right.
Every time I go down, I come back up again,
I'm going.
slightly crankier, and there are places where you die, you will spawn in the same point every time, and there are places where you want to die because you spawn ahead a few zones, and it's faster to die than to actually walk there. So
I mean, that's what I would do if I was immortal.
Yeah. You get bored.
I'm gone.
We're going to run down here. We're going to kind of sequence break. We got to fill a quest that we haven't gotten yet. So we're going to be getting a plot essential item, a quest for a bronze sphere. And to do that, we got to run through the Undercity. There's a very simple and helpful quest chain that we're going to get to save a bunch of helpless people. We're going to tell them to piss off, and they're going to kill us. But trust me, it's faster. We're not a good person. We're really not. These guys, they're like, please help me, Nameless One. You're the only one that can help, Obi-Wan. And we're going to tell them they're jerks.
Updated my journal.
We can take them. No, we can't take them. Now, this is the door here. If you can see what's highlighted that I need to get through. It's locked normally, and it's going to be locked until you finish the quest chain. But if you do that and you die there, the game freaks out because they don't know what you did because you failed the quest, and it's going to unlock the door, which means we can run through it without actually doing the quest, which is why we intentionally died. But you have to die in that room in order to do it. And we get hit with a spell. That's, you know, not ideal. That's really unlikely, actually.
All right.
I've heard stories of things called marathon luck, where like really apparently unusual things happen. That's not good.
Unusual things happening in marathons.
See, the door opens no problem. We got to run through there. They cast a spell. We actually had the worst thing that can happen there is some of the characters can move while he's casting a spell, even though everyone else is blanked out. And they can. It is possible to soft lock the game there if the skeletons all decide to walk in front of the door. I can't fight them. I'm level 1. I can't. I can barely fight a janitor. In fact, I think the next thing I'm going to be fighting is actually a janitor. It's about what I can handle at this level. We're going to run around. I'm going to do a bit of light looting. It's a little bit more looting than I do normally, but it's going to allow me to get more consumables, which is going to make the end game quite a bit safer. And we're going to pick up a quest item, which we don't even know we need here. We'll find out we need it in a minute. And we're going to switch to Talking Skull Buddy.
What? Okay.
We're going to switch to Talking Skull Buddy. Oh my god. And just walk out the door. Now, being low HP you might think would be a problem, but I actually want them to do that because that means they're going to kill me in a second here, and we're going to Death Warp. There we go.
Encore.
Now we Death Warp, and when we die, if you remember, we die right over here, which is conveniently located next to the exit to the zone, so we can just pop out right away.
I'm gone.
It's a lot faster than walking. We're going to run through here. These poor people, I just tore apart their door. They fixed it, and now I just smashed it open again. You can't really do the warp trick in Enhanced Edition, at least I haven't been able to get it to go. You actually have to walk up to the door, which makes the Enhanced Edition run a little bit longer than the original version, at least as far as we can tell. There's a number of glitches, like the warp trick, the dialogue glitch, where you can get into areas without going through the cutscene, which we haven't been able to reliably replicate. One person did it. We don't know how they did it.
Updated my journal.
So it's not so much that it's impossible, so much as one person did it once and we can't figure out how they did it because you're not supposed to be able to do it. And the false sword, like you can use false dialogue entries to skip a quest in the original version, which you also, at least as far as we can tell, can't do in the Enhanced Edition. You also have to finish the puzzle at the Fortress of Regret, and you can't use quick save, quick load abuse to get through there.
Updated my journal.
And I was too busy talking about glitches. I didn't actually explain what was going on. We talked with Farid. He explained that his daughter was the one that found our body, so we are asking Anna, the Scottish tiefling, to help us track down... Yeah, go for it, Cosmotic. Go for it. You know, I'd be super excited to see somebody figure out how to do that. I've been trying. I know there's another guy, Newbie, who's working on it too. And there's another person out there that speedruns this game. But that's pretty much it so far. And it would not surprise me at all when more people start doing this, and I think they will because of how famous this game is, that if we'll find that a lot of these glitches that supposedly you can't do in Enhanced Edition, you can, but you have to do it in a slightly different way, and you just got to figure out how to do it, you know? Anyway, this is the part where we kill a Jander.
Aye, why not?
Actually, I'm going to level up first, because it'll make me hit quite a bit faster, and I should have done that before, but I got so hung up talking about glitches that I got flustered. I apologize. So we're going to kill a Jander for no readily apparent reason, but it's actually really necessary for the speedrun. We're going to run into... Oh god, he's still going, is he? Seriously? Buddy. Just kill him. Marathon luck. That took about 3 times as long as it normally does. Unfortunately, we're low level. This is a D&D based system. There's D20s rolling behind the scenes. And even if you set up your characters in a good position, if they roll poorly, you do poorly. And there's not a lot you can do about it. That fight is against a very low level enemy where we actually outrank him now because we've leveled up a bit because we were getting plot XP.
Updated my gun.
And unfortunately, you're just hoping to kill that guy relatively quickly. If you don't, you gotta wait for it. The reason why is we found where our body was located. The alley itself gave us some inside info about what was going on and promised to help us if we helped it expand. The alley's pregnant, it wants to give birth to a street, and
Aye, what? Right.
but the Janders, the maintenance people, were preventing it from expanding by building repairs around it. So we kill the maintenance people, solving the problem. It's the very suboptimal way of solving the problem. You don't want to do it that way normally in casual play. But I do in this one, because I don't have time to solve it the normal way. I'm going to level up my fists, which is what I'm going to be using as my primary weapon for the rest of the game. And I'm going to go ahead and sell what I got. Actually, I want to keep that. That was dumb. And we got to remember to ask him for a job. This is something I forget an embarrassingly number of times. But I remember this time, and that's the important thing. We're going to run over here. We're going to kill this random passerby for no reason, just because he's a jerk.
Right.
He's actually got a very good weapon that I want. Good. You can see the experience total popped up. That means he's dead. We killed him in a reasonable amount of time. Sometimes that fight can drag on for ages. It's amazing that we failed to kill the Jander for like 10 minutes, but we actually killed the difficult enemy with like a critical hit or something. We're going to class change the Thief here, because I need the stealth to get through a lot of areas without actually fighting people, because I don't want to fight people.
We've turned over a new leaf. We're gonna go the charismatic route from now on, and
Absolutely.
Be sneaky about it instead.
We're so charismatic, we're gonna fire the other party member.
I'm gone.
Waiting for you.
Yeah, keep waiting. I need all the glorious XP to myself, I'm sorry. We're actually going to avoid most of the fights that we can. They just take time, we don't want to do it. And we're trying to... I wouldn't even say charisma, to be honest. I think a more appropriate description of our activity would be running away from everything. God. We're going to sell everything we don't need, get a bunch of money, and we're going to go do Dirty Rat Charms. And this is the hardest part of the speedrun because I have to do mental math, and I screwed up a lot. I think 31. Does 31 look right? 31 is correct. Awesome.
I'm gone.
I mental mathed. You end up with a slightly different amount of money every time, and you want to buy as many of those Dirty Rat Charms as possible. The Dirty Rat Charms will make you temporarily invisible, which we're going to need. We're totally going to need it. Because we're going to be stealthy. Speaking of stealthy, I need to level up in order to activate Sneaky. The level up menu is kind of painfully slow in this game, unfortunately, but it's what we got. I'm going to put the Dirty Rat Charms in there, and the blue teardrop. The blue teardrop item will allow me to identify magical items. That's what I was using it for before. We're going to walk into this area, and we're going to kill a random person, because there's like a whole quest to get this magic item that we need, and we don't have time for that.
Time to kick some back.
But they're carrying it, so if we just kill them, we get a bloody handkerchief, which, believe it or not, is actually required. Now we're going to try and get out of here, but we're not going to make it, which is totally fine. I'm actually just going to go down to here because I'll get a little bit more XP and because they'll kill me quicker. Please kill her. Great.
I feel stronger.
Yeah, fight those guys. There we go. There we go. There we go.
Don't let it end like this.
It won't end like this. It won't end like this.
Done.
You're immortal. Don't worry. You death warp. I'm going to talk to this guy. Tell him that I did the fetch quest.
Journal.
He's going to let me know that from now on I can let everybody know I'm his friend, which I'm going to use to access this area up here. If I had been doing the quest like at all, like talking to people, doing RPG stuff, I would know that previous incarnations of mine, like my old immortal selves who were trying to figure out what the heck was going on, had been messing around here and had ordered a special magic item. Obviously, I didn't. Okay, if that's the problem, I'm just going to level up again. I only have 37 stealth, even so I usually get that off. But I'm going to have to level up again anyway soon, so might as well do it here.
Back attack.
There we go. Get the magic item, which is a unfolding portal, which uses that, and we get to a magical maze, which we're going to have to run through. We are on the tail of the person who stole our mortality. Supposedly our mortality was stolen by a witch named Ravel Puzzleworth, and we're going to go ask for it back politely by punching her in the face repeatedly.
Hidden.
So we get here. I'm going to safety save. I'm going to try and do a nifty trick that works almost half the time. Not that time.
Left the shadows.
You know, marathon love.
Back attack.
Safety save. Load again. She has no idea we're fighting her. I'm going to do that again.
Left the shadows. Back attack.
Great. Save. Load. She has no idea that we're fighting her. She's going to cast a healing spell, but we're going to talk to her first. That'll glitch out her healing spell, and she won't get it. We're going to go... She's going to explain what's going on. She's going to drop, like, a ton of exposition on us.
Have you returned at last? You were gone so long.
Ah!
I feared you forgot, poor
Updated my journal.
Ravel.
It's okay. I asked one too many questions, unfortunately.
I feel stronger.
I know the key entries that I'm supposed to say. I figured them out. I have them written on the wall in front of me. But if you enter them in too quickly or too slowly, the game won't register them, and you can get false entries, which can really screw you up. Turns out that she didn't steal our mortality. We asked her to take it from us because we were convinced in goodness in that if someone was immortal, they could do ultimate good. And she only did it so she could find out what can change people's nature. And it turned out that every time we die, we come back with a different personality based upon something, but no one's figured out exactly what that is. And that things that keep killing us and the undead horrors that are chasing us around, they haven't actually chased us around because we've been running away too fast for them to catch up to us, are the deaths we called, which are apparently aberrations against nature. And it's the universe itself attempting to kill us.
Updated my journal. Updated my journal.
Because we should not exist. And the universe is trying to get rid of us, apparently.
You
Updated
have
my journal.
forgotten your place, half-man. Humility is in order. Attend me, my pets.
All right, I'm going to go here. I'm going to go ahead and level up before we do this because we're going to level up a ton due to that quest XP. XP is usually split between party members. One of the reasons why I am traveling alone, despite the fact that it is dangerous to travel alone, or go alone, I guess, is that I am just soaking up all the XP for myself. The only other party member that would be viable would be Anna because she also has stealth, being a thief, but I have found that it's not, strictly speaking, faster to bring her. And her thiefiness is not as good as mine.
Damn.
Critical miss. Great. We got her down to low HP, but if we roll ones, there's not much we can do. And she's dead. That should be a hard fight, but we got her down to very low HP. All we had to do was hit her once because of the quick save, quick load abuse. It's a hard fight because she's scripted to move around, and enemies in this game do not handle movement very well. They don't really think about where you are. They think about where you're going, kind of like a quarterback in American football. So if you're scripted to walk from one end of your garden to another, which she is, and she would have started doing if I'd given her a little bit more time, the AI will not handle thinking like, hey, you're right next to me, I can hit you. They'll think you're at the other end of the garden because that's where you're going, which can make fighting her kind of a chore. And she's got a lot of annoying spells and a bunch of tree buddies that would do a ton of damage for me. So it's easier. And we're going to get out of here and straight into a cutscene. The cutscene goes on for a little bit, so if you have anything you want to say, this is a great time.
Okay. So for those of you just kind of waking up and coming in, good morning. We are the RPG Valkyries, and this is Speedrun Ragnarok. We are...
Then Death's kingdom
I always
has
want to say
sealed its
gaining
fates to
money,
us both.
which is incorrect.
Arise,
For some reason, I can't remember the proper word. Anyway,
We are act-razoring money.
act-razoring money, indeed. For Take This. Take This is a non-profit charity who... Words. Boy. Take This is a non-profit charity that helps people in the gaming community suffering from mental illness, and their main mission is to provide, is to inform the gaming community about mental health issues, provide education on different disorders and prevention techniques, and to reduce the overall stigma around mental illness. There are several ways you can support Take This. Of course, donating to this marathon is one of them. If you shop on Amazon, you can support Take This via the Amazon Smile program, where Amazon Smile Foundation will donate a percentage of your purchase to Take This. And you can also interact, I suppose, be involved with some Take This things via Habitica, which is a habit tracking app, and you can use it to help promote the formation of healthy, positive mental habits for everyone. And you can learn more about that at habitica.com. Currently, I do not have any donations because it's about o'clock in the morning for most of you. But we still appreciate the fact that you are here and that you're hanging out with us. So thanks very much.
I think it's really awesome how much money you've raised. I'm amazed. I am just shocked. I think it's great.
It's pretty amazing. I just want to point out, when I went to bed yesterday, which was still less than 24 hours ago, we were at $700. So we have raised more than $2,000 in 24 hours. That's amazing.
It is. It is. I think chat's amazing for doing it. I think the Valkyries are amazing for raising the money through the marathon. Yay!
Yay!
Charity!
Yay! So I see you're on fire with green fire.
Yeah, the 90s was a strange time, you know. Clinton was president. They really liked showing off their like hot new graphical cutscenes. This was like bleeding edge tech. They were like, look, the guy's floating. He's semi 3D looking. They kind of went overkill with this one. But I can't skip it. I can't. It's actually kind of nice. I like it when I'm doing this game like over and over and over again, because that's like a pretty nice coffee break, or you know, can go to the restroom, whatever.
I'm gone.
And I don't have to take breaks in between attempts. Whoa, whoa, the lag is real. Because I've got like a built-in little cutscene there, which is pretty nice. We're in the town of Cursed. Cursed is cursed, just like this run. And it's a town where all the betrayers and liars get sent. It's kind of like an extraplanar prison. We've been sent here to track down an angel who was involved with taking our mortality and knows where it is. We're going to go ask him. For once, not with punching him in the face with fists. We're actually going to negotiate with him. Because you can trust a fallen angel, right? Everybody knows this.
Yeah.
It's actually.
Obviously.
Do you like Star Trek?
I think I watched a Star Trek movie on an
Okay.
airplane once.
That would be no. That's okay. For those, there's probably a lot of Star Trek nerds out there watching. The angel here is voiced by Q, John Delancey. You'll probably recognize the voice if you know about Star Trek. You'll recognize the voice as soon as he starts talking.
What is it you wish of me, mortal?
Updated my journal.
Speak your mind, and leave me to my memories of paradise.
He lets us know that he's chained, that he'll let us know what he knows in exchange for his freedom, and that he's imprisoned with the force of his mind, which is represented by his sword. He's lost his faith, but with his sword he'll regain his faith and be free. So he's sort of...
Face. Same thing.
Yeah. This is actually going to be a really tough part of the game. This is something I lose quite often, unfortunately. Well, I don't know quite often, but every once in a while. So, I'm sorry if I screwed up. This is really hard.
Good luck.
We gotta go here. We need to steal 2 keys. Oh, and right off the bat, we failed to pickpocket the guard. What? Oh god. We failed to backstab. Alright. We gotta do that again.
All right.
There's several things I need to do.
You have like 20 minutes of padding time. You
Oh,
can
it's...
go overestimate
Oh,
my
I know. But, I want to do it in one. Unfortunately, that's just... It's a... How should I put this? In Dungeons & Dragons RPGs, there's some things you can do that are really talent-based, and sometimes you're just rolling a d20. There we go. We got it. And hoping for the best. We got to pickpocket that guard in order to steal the key to here. Then we got to run through here. And past a gauntlet of soldiers. I'm going to run down here to attempt to avoid a trap in the middle there. You can actually intentionally take the trap to earn free XP, because I guess getting hit with the trap teaches you not to walk over traps. Go for it. Come on. Come on, hit him.
Backstab.
Thank you. We're going to get that one. I'm going to pause there like a coward. If I'm doing this like seriously, and I usually attempt to do that full speed without any pausing, you'll notice how slow the game is moving right now. This is like, it's an enhanced edition, but it's still using 90s level code in a lot of places, and attempting to move all of these characters at the same time, and there's more characters coming out that you can't even see, that were in the prison cells that I accidentally freed by opening all the doors, is like really slowing it down. And that's kind of, there's just nothing you can do about that.
Updated my journal.
So we're gonna go here. We talk to the Guardian of the Sword, convince him we're super clever by answering some riddles,
I'm hurt.
and then we're gonna take a death warp here.
Don't let it end like this.
A lot of times I'll intentionally walk
You're
over,
clever. Let me kill
All
you.
right. I've been through a shredder.
and we're gonna run back here. We're gonna go talk with Q again, free him. I'm sure he will cause no harm to anyone, and it'll be a great life decision.
I mean, you gave him his sword. He's got his faith back. He won't hurt anybody.
That's what I'm thinking. But before I do that, I am going to quick save and quick load, because that'll mitigate a little bit of the lag, and you can just see how slowly this moves. This is unfortunately, as far as I can tell, nothing that
What
is
need you, mortal?
hardware related. It's just
I feel
the game
stronger.
has something it's processing in the background that,
Thank you for freeing
Updated my
me.
journal.
I owe you much.
and it's just going to keep
What will
going.
you ask of me, mortal? I'm afraid I can offer little in the way of boons.
We're going to free him. We're going to run out of here. He's going to let us know where the exit is. That there's a portal up here, and he's going to let us know that the person we should talk to is Fajul Forktund, demon lawyer, who was compelled to do charity work forever.
I'm gone.
But because he's chaotic evil, he hides on the outer planes, so he never has to talk to anyone, and thus doesn't have to help anyone. He's just a jerk like that.
So what's the angel then?
We'll find out more about the angel later. For better or worse, he's not out of the story yet. I'm gonna go ahead and level up. I can do this whenever, could do this later too. But there is an advantage to boosting your wisdom as early as possible before you get XP. You get an XP bonus for wisdom, so if you're close to level but not quite at one, Getting the level boosted up early helps, and I'm gonna get some plot XP for talking to this guy.
Who goes there? Have you come to kill me?
Updated my
Torment
journal.
me?
No.
So,
Although I will be killing him later,
no,
but
I
I'm,
still have
you know.
much power at my disposal.
Updated my journal.
Okay.
I feel stronger.
Yep. So he's gonna let us know that he doesn't know where immortality is, but that the best person to ask is a pillar of skulls in hell. He's telling us to go to hell, literally. So we're gonna go there. The pillar of skulls contains all the liars in the world, their souls when they die, but it also contains the combined knowledge of all the liars in the world. So
Okay, so we're gonna go ask a bunch of liars where our mortality
yeah,
is.
it's a great plan.
Okay.
This is a
Yeah, it makes
foolproof
sense.
plan. Sadly enough, we don't have Morty here. If we had the Talking Skull Buddy, it would turn out that he was from the Pillar of Skulls. He knew too much about us, one of our previous lives, so after he died, we forcibly removed him from the Pillar. So no one could ask the Pillar and get information about us.
I'm gone.
So we're going to go up here, talk to this guy, or this Pillar. He's going to get the Pillar's attention, ask him questions, ask him, how do I get to my mortality? They're going to ask us to betray Fidjul. We're going to turn them down, because if we do that, we get a cutscene, and it takes forever. So we're going to sacrifice our max XP, to do that, which is going to permanently weaken us, which stinks, but it's faster, so we do it.
Done.
And they're going to let us know that the way to get to the Fortress of Regrets is easy. You just got to go to the Mortuary, which is like a total troll move, because that's where we started the game. Apparently we were trying to get there before, and we just forgot about it, because we forget things when we die.
So we ended up in the mortuary.
Where we needed to be in the first place.
And then we died.
And then they're going to let us know that Trias is a jerk and knew more stuff than he was telling us. And he betrayed us because his name is Trias the Betrayer. Apparently we shouldn't have trusted him.
Updated my journal.
Okay, we're going to talk to this guy. He's going to let us know how to leave. He's been super helpful. Unfortunately, I got to kill him.
Damn.
But I missed him, though.
Exposed, idiot.
Alright. That's what I needed. Killing him is super sad, because he's actually, like, very helpful to you over the course of the run. But he has some items that you need, and you need to ask for multiple of them in order to win the game. They're stat boosting items. In order to get out of the game quickly, I'm going to have to boost my stats up to superhuman levels. And it's faster to kill him than to ask him for them individually. And also there's a little cutscene that plays when you leave, because that intimates that this isn't the first time you've come here. Like, you've attempted this multiple times. You're immortal. You just don't remember it. And he's getting sick of me coming by every few centuries asking for help.
Done.
Well, he's the one who offered.
Well, he won't have that problem anymore, will he? Right. That's what I think. Yeah, and the lag is real, unfortunately. It'll be okay, though. So we get the curse. Turns out it's been thrown into the to the lower planes. We don't really know what happened. Apparently some crazy angel came and decided to trade the town for an army to conquer heaven, which was his ultimate plan all along. I'm sure
we don't know any angels.
Yeah, that wasn't our fault. I don't know what you're talking about. But we are going to have a conversation with him. So we're going to go do that. We got to fight our way up these stairs. Fortunately, these enemies are relatively weak. I am going to level up before I go any further, though, because every little bit helps, and I'm going to get into a bit of a fight in a minute. It's the hardest fight in the game. It's a fight that I can definitely lose, and it's one of the big RNG sections of the game. But first, I have to get through the annoying narrow hallway of narrowness. If you ever make an RPG that's isometric, don't do this. There's like one pixel I can click on along here to move down this hallway. Go! Go! Alright, I got through the narrow hallway of trolliness. That's good. It's not the hardest part of this game at all, but it's definitely my least favorite. Just because I've been trapped in that hallway, not able to find the pixel for way too long. We're going to upgrade our weapon, because we're going to need everything we got. I've got 27 dirty rat trams. The dirty rat trams make me go invisible. I'm a thief. I'm actually going to be pretty high level, so I've got backstab, which is good, and I'm really freakishly strong, so I do a lot of damage. So I'm going to go up right behind him. I'm going to say hi, and then I'm going to quick save and quick load. That's going to blank out the spell that he was going to cast. He's still going to talk to me and aggro on me, but he's not going to get the first spell, which was to summon a bunch of minions, which is going to make the fight a lot easier. Now, the problem is he casts a spell that makes him immune to melee attacks, which is all I can do. So I have to beat a save or spell to do any damage to him, which is why it's just a huge RNG troll. I need to get one hit off on him where I beat a save or spell. Oh, please. Please, Angel. Just die. Wow. I got him once, at least. There we go.
My imprisonment has weakened my journal. In my state, I am no match.
All right. He's going to tell us the information we need and then say he's off to conquer heaven. We're going to tell him, good luck. If we were a good character, we'd stop him, but we don't have time for that. So, rip heaven. All right. We're going to talk to a guy outside the front gate. We're going to ask him to kill us so that we wake up in the mortuary. He's going to sell our corpse for cash. But we wake up because we're immortal. No problem. And we're right where we need to be to win the game. So we're going to bop out here. I'm going to go ahead and level up again because I'm entering a relatively difficult section of dodging shadows. And I can use everything I can get. We got apparently this game was made by the same people that made the original Fallouts, so you can see some Vault 13 emanations from this thing. Just like Vault-Tec, it's filled with horrific experiments. Well, they're actually undead horrors that want to eat my soul, but same difference. I'm gonna safety save. I'm gonna go in. I am gonna safety save. We're gonna have a little cutscene of someone who's gonna be sent to kill us. This depends on your alignment, because I've avoided basically all alignment choice things in this game, and there are a ton of them. This game has great writing and a lot of dialogue and a lot of choices that you can make, which I've completely avoided. They send this guy, who's evil. If you're evil, they send a good guy. It goes back and forth. So the enemies you face depend on what your actions during the game. I have no actions whatsoever, so I get the Human Torch. So I'm going to hide, try to get through here, and we're going to enter the puzzle section.
Updated my journal.
Everybody's favorite. Oh god, they're on me. Run, you fool! Alright, I gotta hide, activate the second puzzle. Now, when the screen goes black, I can actually control my character. Not particularly well, though. It just blacks it out, you can't see. You can still move, you can still do consumables, you can still take damage. If you die in a cutscene, you lose the game. It sucks.
Ooh, rough.
So I'm moving my character around, hopefully trying to avoid damage, using the consumable invisibility. Nope, I can't get through, they blocked me. That's a very common problem.
Left yourself exposed.
I've got to get through this narrow stairwell, and just one of them is enough to block me. So I've got to fight my way out. I think I can make it now. Nope.
It's rude. It's almost like they don't want you to make the
Yep.
game.
Left yourself exposed.
Alright. Now, I did... In a good speed run, I don't actually have to use any consumables. But, hey, you know what? You're getting what you pay for. This is free. And that's just unfortunate. You're hoping that that doesn't happen. That's basically the worst thing that can happen in this section. But it's not uncommon, unfortunately. If you spend a lot of time, you can attempt to position them where they won't go on there, which isn't a bad thing to do, but it's not strictly speaking faster. You just kind of hope that you can get through normally, because that's the fastest way to go about it. So, but didn't work that time. Still, we got through. On to fight Ignis the Mad Mage. He's been sent by our nemesis. He's an arsonist and a pyromaniac who was turned into human conduit to the elemental plane of fire as punishment for his various crimes. But like all mages, he's squishy, and I can backstab for like 1 billion damage, so it's okay. And then we got to talk to ourselves. Apparently, we've done this before, and we're not the first one to make it this far. Being immortal, we constantly attempt to track down our own mortality, but we haven't been able to do it so far. So we've got to talk to ourselves and defeat our own previous incarnations. We talked to the anti-hero one and tricked him into thinking that we wanted to give up to him because he was stronger, but we actually out willpowered him and subsumed his essence. We talked to the really clever one, but I took some intelligence boosting items that I got from Fragile Forkton to become super intelligent temporarily and out clever him. And we talked to the good version of ourselves, and we convinced him that he should join us because it's the right thing to do. You'll have to decide for that yourself. This is also our waifu. We've passed her several times in the game, and I've never talked to her because we're bad husbando.
Husbando, come back here!
You're so bad. I know, I've talked to... She's just waiting for me. She's got all these helpful exposition and, like, items and stuff and skills, and I'm just like, nah. I want to hang out with the talking skull.
You are unwelcome here, broken
We are confronting our own mortality now. This is... We've got to
If only
try...
she had stat boosting items.
Yeah.
I'd probably like her more.
And... we are going to use our superpowered willpower, which is maximum, to convince him to join us, and that's actually it. I just won the game. Oh, yeah, thank you. Hope everyone had fun. I want to thank everyone for having me on. I know this isn't a commonly run speedrun, so I wanted to show it off. And
That was pretty cool, actually.
Thank you. Thank you. I have a lot of fun with it. I think it's really fun. We're getting a few people running it now. If you're interested, go to speedrun.com, talk to us. We're friendly people, and we'll be happy to talk to you and go over the glitches that we know and the glitches that we don't know, because we think there's a lot of glitches out there that we can't do yet that you can do. You know, it's going to get better. And if you check this speedrun 6 months from now, I think it's going to look a lot different. It's evolving quite quickly. Yeah, we won by the power of high wisdom. That's exactly what we did. We just boosted wisdom up to the max and out-wisdomed him to avoid the fight. Most people in that game, if you play casually, you have to fight them. I don't want to do that. It takes time. Thank everyone for having me. I had a great time, and I want to. Who's up? Mother 2 is going to be coming up pretty soon, and I think that's going to be run by Ill Temple, so that should be a lot of fun. I hope you all stick around for that, and I hope everyone hangs out, donates to the charity. It's a great cause. If you're financially able to, I'd like you to consider donating whatever you can, and keep supporting the RPG Valkyries because I think they're awesome.